hearing that this FBI search is real this time and that they felt they had a reason to search his home.
I don't even think it's 30 minutes. I think it's more like 10 or 15 minutes since that, and we'll see what rolls on the next few hours.
FBI is searching for Conor Benn after the explosive $50 million lawsuit filed by Eddie Hearn sent shockwaves through the boxing world. Inside reports say the situation has turned even more dramatic as legal pressure reportedly increased after Benn refused the settlement demand. Although Benn has denied the allegations connected to the lawsuit, the controversy continues to grow, pushing this story far beyond boxing and into a serious legal investigation.
The guy, firstly, the guy is not well. Secondly, the guy really should be here. But the fact that he's not involved, the fact that he couldn't take any money, the fact that he couldn't be involved in any decisions, stand in front of the cameras, is making him sick as a parrot.
Adi Oladipo expresses surprise over the controversy surrounding Conor Benn, saying the entire situation feels unbelievable. Benn's decision to leave Eddie Hearn and sign with Zuffa Boxing sparked heavy backlash across the boxing community, eventually leading to the $50 million lawsuit. Reports linking the FBI investigation have added another shocking layer to the story.
Know something about this, I would absolutely not say I knew anything about this. This is one of those ones that go over my pay grade, over my head, and over everything else. So I will, like most people, just wait and see how this plays out. It does sound a bit...
Gareth Davies explains that Conor Benn has already secured legal representation to defend himself in this situation. According to earlier information, a legal firm is handling his defense strategy as the case continues to develop. The focus now is on how strong Benn's legal position will be against the $50 million lawsuit and ongoing investigation.
And I think he's already had lawyers for his scenario.
Eddie Hearn believes the situation involving Conor Benn has become extremely serious, especially after the $50 million lawsuit. The discussion also touches on the reported FBI search and the raid near Benn's residence, which has intensified the drama surrounding the case. Many insiders are questioning how this legal pressure will affect Benn's boxing career moving forward.
I'm never really a fan of filing court cases, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and you got to protect your business, and you got to stand on your morals.
Johnny Nelson says the situation surrounding Conor Benn should be properly investigated to determine whether he received any payment from Eddie Hearn or not. He believes clarity is needed because the $50 million lawsuit and FBI search have made the story even more controversial, leaving fans demanding transparency about the truth behind these allegations.
There needs to be an inquiry straight after this. Why, what? But that's what I'm hearing. This news is as fresh to me as it is you. I'm quite sure when this goes out, it'll be all over the place anyway. But all I can say is he passed the UK one.
Carl Froke talks about the loyalty claims previously made by Conor Benn, where Benn emphasized that his loyalty was unbreakable. Froke points out that Benn's decision to leave Eddie Hearn appears to have left Hearn deeply disappointed and emotionally affected, considering the promoter's long-term investment in Benn's career and development.
Conor Benn, on numerous occasions, saying, my loyalty can't be touched. Look, it's not about money, it's about loyalty. And now all of a sudden he's left Eddie Hearn. And Eddie looks devastated. I've listened to a couple of interviews what he's done, and he seems genuinely upset and devastated, which is a shame on him, a shame for him, because he's heavily invested emotionally and financially with...
Tony Bellew talks about the emotional distance between Conor Benn and Eddie Hearn, suggesting Benn hasn't reached out because he feels there is nothing left to fix. The situation is being viewed as a natural consequence of the controversy, where business, loyalty, and legal tension have created an unbreakable divide. Fans believe this dispute has changed everything between them.
He hasn't picked the phone up because he hasn't got the stomach to. He hasn't got it in him to. He knows there's no words that can make this right. It's just one of them things. It's boxing, Goose. It's boxing. And he knows that that's why he has not picked up the phone. This is a man he spent every other day or for months.
Johnny Nelson describes Eddie Hearn as a highly strategic and business-minded promoter who understands boxing economics very well. He believes the current controversy involving Conor Benn is more than emotional. It is a calculated business conflict rather than just a personal fallout. The situation is deeply affecting Hearn and his team, reflecting how serious this dispute has become.
and his team are hurt, and I get it. I remember when Eddie left Sky for the Zone, we were like kids, like parents, are split up thinking, "Whoa, what's going on here?" That was a business move. For us, it was a personal, because we loved their union with Sky and Matchroom. We loved that, but that was a business move for them, so it worked for him. So you understand, it comes at different levels. So I understand where Eddie's coming from. I understand where Conor's coming from. I understand the public are thinking, how can he be such an ungrateful someone? So I get it. But this boxing is a sport, is a business.
Eddie Hearn expresses regret, feeling that years of effort invested in nurturing Conor Benn's career may have gone to waste. He emphasizes how he supported Ben when others doubted him, even financially backing him during difficult periods. Hearn's emotional statement reflects how deeply he was involved in Ben's development, both professionally and personally. Now, with the $50 million lawsuit and FBI search controversy, the relationship appears completely broken.
I don't know, it feels a little bit of a wasted few years, because I gave a lot. You know how hard I fought, you know, when no one believed him. No one backed him. I did, I believed him, and I backed him. And I never gave in. When he was done, out, loaned him hundreds of thousands of pounds. But yeah.
Oscar De La Hoya questions the financial structure behind Conor Benn's reported 8-figure one-fight deal, wondering who is funding such a massive contract. He suggests that the situation has created confusion inside the boxing business community. The controversy surrounding Benn's move away from Eddie Hearn has raised serious concerns about promotional power and fighter management. With the lawsuit still unresolved and legal pressure increasing, many are unsure who will ultimately finance Benn's next step in boxing.
Eddie Hearn must be pissed off. Eddie Hearn must be pissed off. My God, how can they do that to Eddie Hearn? It is not right. I heard it's a one-fight deal for 8 figures. And what I don't understand is, like, yeah, who is paying him? I don't understand who is paying him, Conor Benn, because he's going to demand a lot of money. If it's going to be 8 figures, whatever it might be, he's going to demand a lot of money. So I'm not sure who's going to pay.
Dominic Ingle explains how Conor Benn fought his way back into boxing after his career almost ended amid controversy. He points out that Eddie Hearn supported Benn during the most difficult period, even though it forced some reversal in earlier strong positions regarding the doping situation. Now, the current lawsuit and FBI search reports have made the entire story even more complicated. Many analysts believe boxing careers are very short, and this dispute shows how business, loyalty, and reputation can quickly collapse in modern combat sports.
Where he's been and his career was almost over, and Eddie, you know, dug him out of it and stuck by him and kind of compromised himself, really, because he kind of did a U-turn on drugs, Eddie, didn't he, at that point, because it was all ban him for life, and then when Conor failed, it was, oh well, it's a bit different in this situation. So it is interesting how it's all turned out in the end, but you know, boxers' careers are very short.
Jamie Moore agrees that Eddie Hearn went above and beyond to support Conor Benn during the controversy, even risking his own reputation in the process. He believes the current legal situation is shocking because Benn's departure and the $50 million lawsuit have created a huge surprise inside boxing circles. Although the full financial details are still unclear, the dispute has left fans stunned and uncertain about how this story will end.
Eddie, above and beyond anything he ever needed to do for Conor Benn during all that situation, put his neck on the line. That's why I believe it's such a big shot. I don't know the details of anything yet. I don't think even anything's breaking about numbers and stuff like that, but just...
Sonny Edwards expresses shock over the situation involving Conor Benn and his long partnership with Matchroom Boxing. He highlights how Benn had been associated with the promotion since the beginning of his career, except for a few overseas shows. Edwards also mentions that the promotion stood by Benn even during the most controversial periods, including the failed drug test allegations. According to him, Eddie Hearn defended Benn publicly and risked his own reputation. The unexpected departure and legal battle have surprised many boxing insiders, especially considering the millions already earned during their working relationship.
Very, very surprised. You know, Matchroom and Conor Benn have been working together since day dot. Apart from the sort of Saudi shows, I'm pretty sure Conor's not really fought on another promoter's fought on another promoter's card or anything, and they've done a great job standing by him, even when, you know, the worst news came out, failed drugs test, etc. Eddie batted for him, defended him, put his reputation on the line, and, you know, coming off the back of already earning millions, really surprised, to be honest. I didn't expect it in the slightest.
Ariel Helwani explains how closely Conor Benn and Eddie Hearn were connected, describing their relationship as stronger than a typical promoter-fighter partnership. He compares their bond to other long-term collaborations in boxing, highlighting how surprising the breakdown has been. The growing tension between Eddie Hearn and the competing promotion linked to Zuffa Boxing has intensified the situation, especially with the legal battle and investigation reports. Many insiders believe signing a major fighter away from the Matchroom system is a huge strategic blow, raising questions about loyalty, business rivalry, and the future direction of Benn's career.
Eddie and Conor were joined at the hip. It seemed like they were more friends than promoter-fighter. It seemed like they had the strongest of bonds and one that would never break, just like it never broke with Anthony Joshua, just like it never broke with Katie Taylor. And when you consider the fact that the war of words between Dana White and Eddie Hearn has escalated exponentially over the last few days and few weeks, for Dana and company, for Zuffa Boxing, to pluck arguably the biggest star not named Anthony Joshua and Katie Taylor under the Matchroom umbrella is a massive.
Johnny Nelson talks about how much effort Eddie Hearn invested in supporting Conor Benn, both publicly and behind the scenes. Nelson believes Hearn expected loyalty in return after defending Benn during the most controversial phases of his career. The emotional impact of the split is clear, as Hearn reportedly felt deeply disappointed after everything he did to protect Benn's reputation. With the $50 million lawsuit and FBI search reports, the story has turned into one of the biggest business and legal controversies in boxing, showing how quickly professional relationships can collapse under pressure.
We've seen how Eddie stood up for this young man, put his reputation on the line for this young man, fought tooth and nail for this young man, did everything possible for this young man, and God knows what else he did for him behind the scenes. So it's the last thing Eddie expected. I think he deserved the loyalty he expected from Conor. But so when his heart was broken, you saw a broken man there. But you know, Eddie's smart enough, he's sharp enough, he's savvy enough to push him forward and get.
The one-fight 8-figure deal involving Conor Benn and Zuffa Boxing has created major uncertainty inside the boxing market. Analysts are questioning who is financing such a life-changing contract and whether Benn will remain under this promotion after one fight. The agreement has changed the business discussion surrounding Benn's career, especially following his departure from Eddie Hearn and the ongoing lawsuit. Many fans are wondering if this is a short-term financial opportunity or a long-term strategic move in boxing politics.
Conor Benn's deal with Zuffa Boxing is a one-fight 8-figure deal. Okay, this puts some interesting spin on what we're reading now. So Conor Benn is only signing a one-fight deal with Zuffa. It's life-changing money, and he only is under contract for one fight. So that does change a little bit of the discussion as far as what potentially is going to go on here. Because how much is Conor going to really stay?
Jesse Vargas reacts to the situation by emphasizing that loyalty has always been a key value for Eddie Hearn, especially in his long relationship with Conor Benn. Outside of major stars like Anthony Joshua and Katie Taylor, Benn was considered one of the biggest UK names under the promotion. The dispute has surprised many boxing fans because Hearn is widely known for prioritizing loyalty in business relationships. Now, with legal pressure and promotional rivalry increasing, the story has become one of the most controversial boxing business conflicts in recent years.
That's interesting. I mean, who knows if it would happen? I mean, I feel like Eddie's all about loyalty, and I would assume you said that he's one of Eddie's guys, right, for a long time.
Outside of Anthony Joshua and Katie Taylor, he's probably the biggest UK star that Matchroom have, yeah.
So I guess again, Eddie Hearn is all about loyalty, which I respect.
The controversy surrounding Conor Benn and Eddie Hearn has become one of the biggest stories in boxing, especially after the $50 million million lawsuit, the reported FBI search, and the promotional split, many fans are still debating whether this was a business decision, a loyalty issue, or something deeper behind the scenes. The future of Benn's boxing career now depends on how the legal battle unfolds and who ultimately gains the advantage in this conflict. What do you think will happen next in this shocking saga? Are you backing Benn or standing with Hearn? Drop your thoughts below.